Have you ever really thought about what's going on inside your head when you try to focus? Like, what are the actual mechanics of concentration? Well, today we're going to unpack exactly that. We're taking a deep dive into the mechanics of meditation, and our guide is one of the most important texts ever written on it, the ancient Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so to kick things off, the commentators on Patanjali's work give us this absolutely beautiful analogy. They say a trained mind is like a perfect, clear crystal. Think about it. You place a red flower next to it, and the crystal becomes perfectly red. No distortion, no fuzziness. That's the goal. It's about cultivating a mind that's so still, so focused, that it can just perfectly reflect the truth of whatever you put in front of it.
So, where does this whole journey begin? Well, it starts right where most of us are, most of the time. It starts with our default setting. The sutras have this brilliant term for it, mixed up concentration. And that's exactly what it is. This is square one for us. The official name for this is Savitarka Samadhi, which kind of translates to concentration with reasoning. And what's so wild about this is that it points to something happening in our minds that we normally don't even notice. Basically, in this state, the word for something, the mental picture of it, and our knowledge about it, they're all just jumbled together into one big, messy thought. The classic example they use in the text is the word cow. Okay, so think about this. The moment you hear the word cow, a bunch of things happen, like instantly. First, you've got the sound, right? The vibration of the word. Then, that sound creates a wave in your mind. That's the mental image, the idea of a cow. And finally, your reaction to that wave is the knowledge, the understanding of cow. In this first stage, Savitarka, those three things, sound, meaning, and knowledge, are so mashed together there's just no separating them. Okay, so that's stage one. Now let's level up. What happens next? Well, with a whole lot of practice, the sutras say the mind's memory gets purified. And this purification, this is what unlocks a totally different kind of concentration, something way more refined, way more powerful. This next stage is called Nirvitarka Samadhi. Think of it as concentration without reasoning. And the big leap here is, it's just incredible. The mind actually learns how to see the essence of an object directly. It can separate the thing itself from the word we use for it and from all the mental baggage that comes with that word. It's almost like seeing the world for the first time without any of our pre-programmed labels. And this just lays it out so clearly. You can see the difference, right? On one side, in that mixed-up state, Savitarka, it's all a jumble. Sound, meaning, knowledge, it's all one blob. But then you get to Nirvitarka, and suddenly they're distinct. The mind has gained this laser-like precision to see the thing itself, totally separate from the word cow and all our opinions and ideas about what a cow is. Okay, but here's where it gets really, really interesting. This incredible skill, it's not just for looking at outside objects like cows or flowers. Once you've developed it, you can turn that powerful lens inward. You can start to explore the super subtle machinery of your own mind. The journey starts to go deeper and deeper. So the way the practice deepens is by changing the object of your focus. You start with what they call gross objects, physical things you can see and touch. Then you move to fine objects, like your senses themselves. Pretty abstract, right? From there, you can actually focus on the mind itself, then on that feeling of I, our egoism. And eventually, you can focus on the absolute finest levels of reality, what the sutras call the unmanifest.
I mean, this all sounds unbelievably profound, doesn't it? So you have to wonder, is this it? Is reaching these incredible states of concentration the end goal of the whole practice?
Well, the sutras throw a fascinating curveball here. They say that all the states we've talked about so far, even the really advanced ones, are what's known as Sabiha Samadhi. And that literally means concentration with seed. And what that implies is huge. It means that even in these super powerful states of focus, the little seeds of our past actions, our past habits, our old impressions, they're still there, just lying dormant in the mind. And that's the absolute crucial takeaway here. Mastering this stuff is a massive, monumental achievement. But it's not the end of the journey. According to Patanjali, these states, by themselves, don't destroy those deep-rooted seeds of past karma. They don't grant final liberation. They're an incredibly powerful tool for sure, but they're not the final destination. Okay, so if it's not final liberation, then what's the point? What's the immediate payoff for all this hard work? What do you actually get from reaching this purified state of concentration? The reward is, well, it's pretty profound all on its own. It's a state of deep, unshakable spiritual clarity,
a genuine inner peace. Imagine your mind no longer being thrown around by that constant jumble of words, ideas, and reactions. It just settles. You achieve this stable, clear, and truly peaceful inner world.
And so, that leaves us with this really provocative idea, doesn't it? We followed this journey from a totally mixed-up mind all the way to a state of incredible purified concentration. But we also learned that this entire process is still considered concentration with a seed. So it just makes you wonder, if this is what's possible with a seed, what on earth could a practice without a seed achieve?